Welcome back to my channel. We're here today to do another round of decluttering, kind of. I think I'm trying to get into the mindset where I'm constantly evaluating things that I own and figuring out whether I need to keep them. They were fun to acquire, a lot of them, and some of them have served their purpose, and it's time to just say goodbye. So I'm reading this book called Goodbye Things by Fumio Sasaki. The thing that kind of jumped out at me in his story was that he said he had about $10,000 worth of books, or he had spent about $10,000 acquiring books and bookshelves, and then when he decided to become a minimalist, he got rid of it and got about $200 in exchange, and this is the Japanese equivalent of 10,000 US dollars. And I don't think my books are worth $10,000, but I still wouldn't want to give all of them away. So I'm not planning to get rid of all of my books, but I do have some books that I no longer need. Like, some of them were books that were gifted to me, publishers sent them to me, I reviewed them. They're not books that I want to reread, and I think I could just find a new home for them. So some of those books live up there. Some of these nonfiction books, like, you've never seen me talk about them. It's like they're up there, right? So I'm gonna show you a couple of them, right? Like here, Damon John's The Power of Broke. This was a really good read, and I'm gonna just bring it to the library today when I go to the library, and I'll just drop it off, and maybe someone else can get the value out of it because it's not serving anybody any purposes by it living up there. So I'm gonna see if I can just find, like, I don't know, 5 things that I could just take off my shelves, like right now while you watch. What's this? I'm gonna keep my running books. I'm gonna keep my running books just because maybe someday I'll run again. But M-Train, I remember reading this, Patti Smith, M-Train. I read it and I really liked it, but I think I could let it go. And I remember taking a picture in front of the M-Train in Manhattan with that book. The Whiteness of Wealth. I don't know if I ever read this. Dorothy Brown became a tax lawyer to get away from race. When was this book published? 2021. I feel like the publisher sent this to me and I didn't read it. You can't even see the cover, right? I'm gonna hold on to this. Maybe I'll read this before I drop it off at the library, but I feel like this is not gonna be a new favorite that is going to need to be a book that I keep, so I'm gonna include that in my number. This book. Someone had gifted this to me, The Travels with Epicurus. And it's funny because this came to me from England, from Book Depository, 13/12/2016. So the 13th of December 2016. Order, Europe. I remember, like, I won this from someplace. And it's funny because I just got an email today announcing that Book Depository is closing. And so I'm not supposed to be buying new books for myself until I read 25 books from my shelf, and I want to buy some books from Book Depository before they close. Like, I really love the UK covers. I'm going to chat a little bit more about that later. But, like, some of these books that I own, these Booker Prize books, a lot of them were books that I got from Book Depository because I love the cover. Like, I love their cover art for some of the books that come straight from England. And I know I could order books from other places in England, but, like, I used to buy books from Book Depository, is what I'm saying. I know Blackwell's I could order from as well. So I remember reading this, and this is a bookmark that's in there, The Great American Read from PBS. You remember when that was a thing? So I may reread this before I give it away, but I feel like some of these are books that I could take off my shelves. So I know I'm taking off books to give away, but so far I'm just increasing my TBR. But here's another book that could go. This is Seth Godin book. I was acquiring all of his books and reading them. I think I read about maybe eight or so of his books so far, and this was good because I had I put post-its in there. I put little tabs in there to remind myself of things that were noteworthy. but then I never review the book again. So how much are those tabs serving me? So I'm gonna just kind of look at these before I get rid of them, but I think taking them off the shelf is the first step. So I found 5 things already, but let's see if we can find one more. Here's another Seth Godin book. Another Seth Godin book. I think I could bring those to the library. I think I could bring those to the library and then check them back out. I know this one came to me from the publishers. This is Super Forecasting, The Art and Science of Prediction. And yeah. I'm going to look through it. Again, I'm going to scan it before, but I think those books are definitely going to the library. And I've owned this for so long, I haven't yet read it. I'm going to put it here. So I can kind of add it to my TBR. I'm going to put those back. I found 7 books that can come off my shelves just like that. Now 2 of them I think I'm going to read before I take them to the library. But in any case, I found 5 others. So I think these are all going to the library with me today. So yeah, decluttering continues. Finding 1,000 things that I'm ready to say bye to, but making it bookish. So I hope this inspires you in some way. Maybe you're not decluttering, maybe you're not trying to evaluate your things, but you know, maybe you just like seeing what's on my bookshelf and what I'm doing with them. So thank you so much for watching. Other clips coming up next. Stay tuned. Hi friends, so we're getting rid of 1,000 things, but we're making it bookish. So these are some clothes that I found in a drawer. Just some t-shirts and running gear that I found in a drawer that I'm not wearing them anymore. Like this was a really cherished favorite, a little tank top that I would wear, and it's gotten really stretched out. You could see that it's been really well loved. Gifts, t-shirts that were gifts. This outfit, a little jumpsuit that my daughter wore. It doesn't fit, of course, anymore. It's like a 18-month, size 18-month, I think, or thereabouts. It was beautiful, and it had a matching headband which we held on to, and I can't give it away because it has a stain on the leg, so sorry to say, it's just garbage at this point. And this was a little tech shirt that I got that I loved and was wearing it around the house, but I guess we're putting it in the dryer, the writing is coming off, so garbage. And since we're making it bookish, these were some t-shirts that were gifted to me. A little secret, this was a gift from a boyfriend. This is from the early days of my blog, so you might see right here, RunwrightReads. He had some of these little designs that I had made on my blog, just enlarged and put on t-shirts. So right here, RunwrightReads. Can you see it? So yeah, these are from the early days of my blog, and so I just found 10 things to get rid of. So getting rid of 1,000 things and making it bookish at the same time. But a bonus to make it more bookish, I found 2 ARCs, 2 Caribbean authors, their books that were gifted to me from the publishers. And these are ARCs, so I don't want to keep them on my shelf. I still don't know what I'm doing with them. These ARCs, they may go in the trash. Just, you know, I don't want to keep ARCs on my shelves anymore. So we're getting rid of 12 things in this clip. 2 of them are books that I really enjoyed when I read them. Maybe I could get the final copies. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm going to go out and buy these books, even though I enjoyed them. But I also don't want to keep ARCs. So therein lies the quandary. But yeah, getting rid of these. So 12 things in this clip. Yay! Speaking of cute things, look at these little slippers, these little sandals. Nice leather sandals, and I love them so much. Last summer we got another pair, different color. This first year we got red, the next year we got white. These are from when she was 1.5. And I hesitated to throw them out because they're just so cute, but they're dirty and I can't give them to anyone. So we're letting those go. And then I had these shoes that they're not appropriate outdoor shoes anymore. So now they have to go in the garbage. It's a blue jay. Ah, hi, blue jay. Thank you for coming to visit me outside. Speaking of shoes, we found 3 more pairs from last summer or the summer before. They're just kind of hanging out. So it's requiring a little bit of a shift of thinking, but I own a lot of books that I have read and have no intention of reading again. And I know in BookTube, like, we keep books. The tendency is for us to have books on the shelf to talk about when we have tag videos and so on, challenges of whatever sort. And so there's some books that I have kept, have no intention of rereading, but I own them. And so as I was looking at my bookshelf this morning, I thought about some books that I have stacked behind these books. So for all intents and purposes, the books that you can see are the books that I want to read, and then the books behind are just kind of being stored. So after Tupac and D. Foster, Jacqueline Woodson's a middle grade book, Newbery Honor Award. Newbery Honor book. I read this a few years ago and I liked it fine. I'm not planning to reread it. And I mean, I could technically keep these for my daughter, but she has lots of books already, so we could get rid of some of them, right? And then there is Boy Snowbird, Helen Oyeyemi. There's a section in here that describes the relationship between a daughter and her parent, and I think I liked it when I didn't quite understand it, and now maybe sometime later I'm not sure if I'd like this book anymore, but I don't plan to reread it. And then this is another one, like Marmite books. Like, there are people who love this book and there are people who don't. Same. I'm one of the people. Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. I did not like this. There's something in here that just rubbed me the wrong way. So, like the time travel aspect, didn't like the relationship. These are 3 books that I am parting with today, dropping off these at the library when we go there today, because my daughter's on spring break, but we're still going to the library every day, or at least we try to. So decluttering continues. We're trying to say goodbye to 1,000 things, but we're making it bookish. So how are we doing? Stay tuned for more clips. We were just about to head to the library and I found some more books that I could drop off today. And I think I may have said before that I was getting rid of these books, but they were still here. So Why Not Me by Mindy Kaling. I remember buying this at the Goodwill, I think, when I was trying to fill a bag for a certain amount of money. This was a gift a few years ago and I read it and I really enjoyed it. And I think in the years since I read this, I understand a little bit more about mental health. So I think, I don't know how I'd feel about this book if I reread it, but I'm probably not going to reread it. I have 2 copies of this one, so I'm dropping one off to the library. I won this in a giveaway some years ago, I think from Jen Campbell, and I didn't love it back then. And I know other people probably would like it or love it, so I'm giving it a chance for that book to be loved by someone else. This was fine. I read this author's The Editor, a book that he wrote about Jacqueline Kennedy when she was an editor. And I liked that, and so I wanted to read this, and I had it, so I read it, and I liked it, but I don't think I'm going to reread it. And this was a gift from the publishers or from the author a couple of years ago. I read it, liked it, probably won't reread it. So 2 for 6 more books that can find new homes today. So how many books did I unhaul in this video? I don't know, but thank you so much for watching. Bye.